Well, it's that time of year again. It's Christmas time for a deliciously naughty treat. Time for something that's pretty simple to throw together, but everyone will think is absolutely mega impressive. They'll think you've been spending hours in the kitchen handcrafting these delicious little chocolate treats, but in reality they take minutes to throw together. So it's time for my chocolate Christmas balls on the One Pot Chef. For today's recipe, we will need 2 packets, 500 grams of chocolate cream biscuits. Now, they've got different names depending on where you are in the world. In Australia, they're known as Delta creams or Creole creams. In America, they're known as Oreo cookies. Basically, it's a chocolate biscuit with a cream centre in the middle. Don't use chocolate-coated biscuits as they tend to make a bit more of a mess on your food processor. We'll also need some Philadelphia cream cheese, 250 grams, and some chocolate to melt to coat these little balls in. So let's get started. Right, first step is to take our cookies and we're just going to break them into the food processor just to make it a little easier on the food processor. So get them all in. You might have to do this in a couple of batches because once they break up they become obviously crumbs and they become a lot smaller and we'll have a bit more space in there, so you may not fit them all in one go, but hey, that's alright. So just break them up roughly and then blitz them until they're completely crumbed up and smooth. You'll have a sort of a wet sand kind of consistency. As you can see, that's all sort of broken up into fine crumbs now. The cream that was in between the cookies is all mixed into it as well. Next step is cream cheese. Now I've just chopped it up into little cubes and I'm just going to drop them in there. No need to be tidy about it or anything, just chuck it all in. That looks good. Put the lid back on and blitz it until all the white cream cheese has mixed in and is now completely mixed in and invisible. Now I've taken the mixture out of the food processor and just popped it into a bowl just so I don't cut my hands on the blades. Basically all we're going to do is take small globs of the mixture and between your hands just roll them into small balls. Now they don't have to be perfect, just try not to make them too big because these are supposed to be little bite-sized chunks, and just place them onto a tray lined with some baking paper. Now once we've rolled all the balls, we're going to put the tray into the fridge for about 45 minutes just so the balls will firm up and go nice and cold and chilled. Then we're going to coat them in chocolate. I've just taken the balls out of the fridge and now it's time to dip them in the chocolate. I've simply melted some chocolate in the microwave and we just basically take a ball, dip it into the chocolate. Careful not to burn your hands, let the chocolate cool a bit first. Just until it's all nice and coated completely. And then simply shake off the excess and place it straight onto the tray. Now you'll notice the chocolate will go hard pretty quickly because you've got the cold ball and you've got the cold tray. Now you will be tempted to use gloves when doing this, but realistically just use your hands because otherwise it makes an even bigger mess if you're trying to do it with gloves. So just go ahead and coat all of the balls with the chocolate and then simply replace the tray into the fridge until the chocolate is completely hardened up. And here is the finished result, our finished chocolate Christmas balls. Now, if you wanted to decorate them, you're more than welcome to drizzle a bit of melted white chocolate over the top just to give it that extra Christmassy feel. But personally, I don't bother to decorate them simply because they just don't last long enough. As soon as people see these, they're scoffing them down their gobs like you wouldn't believe. Now, this recipe makes anywhere between 20 and 40 Christmas balls, depending on how big you make them. Well, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Check out my other videos at youtube.com/OnePotChefShow, and I'll see you again next year in 2010 in early February. Until next time, see you later.